Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for July of 2026. Let's see what's in store for Sagittarius for the month of July of 2026. If you are new to my readings, welcome. I do tarot card readings based on your astrology sign. All the other signs should be available on my profile depending on where you are viewing this. If you are returning, thank you so much for your continued support. I truly am very, very grateful. On that note, let's see what's in store for Sagittarius for the month of July of 2026. So the month begins with you being very, very defensive about something. I'm not sure what your circumstances are, but you're concerned about disappointment, further disappointment. I get the feeling it's been a very difficult year. And you're starting to worry that things are gonna just progressively get worse. You're also being very, very careful about what next steps are. And you're trying to make a decision about moving forward, even though you don't know what you're moving forward to. And that's what's making you feel very defensive right now and apprehensive. At the same time, there are a lot of people around you who are not being understanding. You've got a lot on your mind, you've got a lot on your plate, and you're feeling like you are having to it's sort of like you're working in a daycare while going through a separation. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it's like that kind of like you've got a lot of adult things that you have to take care of, but you're surrounded by a lot of innocent and childlike personalities that are really not taking into consideration all of the ups and downs and the responsibilities that you have to take care of. And it's funny because it's like you're trying to figure everything out without knowing what there is to figure out. There's this real big need to try to control whatever the situation is. And that's the only way for you to feel comfortable in whatever the situation is. You're also finding that there's certain people who are just being very angry. I'm not saying that you need to be angry, but you're surrounded by a lot of anger and frustration. I'm not talking about any type of like aggression or violence or anything like that. I'm just talking about like a lot of people cope with different things in different ways. Some people deal with it with sadness. Some people deal with humor. Others deal with anger and frustration. We all put our focus on certain things just to be able to cope with a difficult or uncertain situation, not knowing where our next step, if our next step is going to be like on solid ground, or if it's going to be in quicksand. Like you don't know what's next. At the same time, there's going to be some really great news coming in And you're going to jump on the positive as much as you possibly can. There's going to be some really good positive news. Yeah, you're going to be really happy about something. I'm not saying like it's going to be some kind of like miracle, but in a way it's like the little things you're going to just say, yeah, I want to be happy about that. And as the month progresses, you're going to be pivoting, like you're going to be shifting the way you do things in order to accommodate the good news versus the difficult personalities that you're being surrounded with. It's funny because you're really inspired. I'm feeling like a lot of motivation. It's like finally I have something I can focus all this energy and uncertainty towards. Again, I'm not saying like this is some huge deal, but it's like you just need to be doing something. Yeah, you're going to turn this into some huge celebration. You're going to jump on this like it's like a carousel, you know? Yeah, it's sort of like going to the playground and just like, oh my God, there's a playground, let's have fun. But everybody else would be like, well, it's just a playground. It's that kind of vibe that I'm getting. You're going to take the highs for what they are. There's also a conversation that's going to be had. You're finally deciding to divulge some information to some key people in your circle. You are going to want your story to be told, and you're going to tell it. These are people from your past. These are people who are wanting to celebrate with you. But at the same time, these are people who watch you go through a really difficult period, but they don't know everything. And now you're wanting to tell them everything. At the same time, there's some really shocking news coming in. It's something unexpected, obviously, if it's shocking. But at the same time, it's neither good nor bad. It's sort of like you're really not expecting this news. You're going to find out that something was done that led to nowhere. But at the same time, it's sort of like it's the news that's going to be more important than the result. Because it's going to be very telling about what was going on behind the scenes. And you're going to put two and two together. You're going to know exactly what was happening with whatever this news is. So I'm going to leave things here. Thank you so much for your support for this reading. I'm going to finish off the reading the month on my Patreon channel. For those of you who are new to my readings, I do the first half here for free and the other half on my Patreon for the price of a coffee. It's really not expensive. You're more than welcome to join me there. But if this is where we leave things, thank you so much for liking and commenting. The more you interact with these videos, the more there's an opportunity for the algorithm to share them with other people who have not had the same opportunity you just had. And it's a really great way of saying thank you. On that note, I wish you all the best for the month of July, and I hope to see you in August. Namaste and take care.